Hello, my name is Camille Hankerson. This video lecture is for physical science on Chapter 19. Chapter 19 consists of building Earth's surface. During my lecture video, I will be discussing the core concept and outline of the Earth's surfaces. The plate tectonic process creates the buildup of the surface of the Earth. I will begin with introducing James Hutton. James Hutton was a British observer of rocks, rock structures, and features of landscape. He originated the idea that the Earth was hundreds of years old. His evidence led to the conclusion of rocks were being ground into fragments and carried by rivers into the sea. The term principles of uniformity was from Hutton's logic. The Earth's history could be explained by tracing it backwards from present to past. The next section of chapter 19 talks about diastrophism. Diastrophism or Diastrophism is a scope distortion of Earth's whole by common cycles which promotes the development of land masses and sea bowls. Mountain frameworks. Mountain frameworks level crack valleys and different highlights by components. The process of deformation of the Earth's crust, which involves folding and failing, is a diastrophism. Stress, strain, folding, and faulting are all causes of deformation of a rock. Deformation leads to the folds and faults. When the forces act on rocks, they become deformed. After they become deformed, fractures of rocks lead to the development of joints and faults. I will explain the definitions of each. The strain is a deformation suffered by any substance when acted by forces. Three kinds of strains are known: longitudinal, defined as a change in length divided by original length; volumetric strain, which is defined as change in the volume divided by original volume; and shear strain, defined as a tangent of the change in angle as a rectangle becomes a parallelogram with angle between sides less than 90 degrees. In general, a solid substance will suffer both volumetric strain and shear strain. Fluids suffer volumetric strain only. Stress is proportional to strain. This is called the Hooke's law. The law holds a small strain. A plot of stress versus strain will be a straight line. The constant of proportionality is called elastic constant. Depending on the type of strain, the elastic constant is known as Young's module, which is a longitudinal strain. Both modules, volumetric strain and shear modules, or rigidity, shear strain, fluids do not possess rigidity since they do not have a definite shape. A layered rock that exhibits bend is said to be folded. The layered rock was at one time uniformly straight, but stressed to develop a series of arches and troughs. A compressive stretch compacts horizontal rock layers and forces them to bend vertically, forming fold patterns. Faults are cracks or breaks in the rocks of the Earth's crust. The type of fault determined by how the rocks move along and break or fault. The fault line. Normal faults occur because of the tensional stress where the rocks are being pulled apart. Reverse faults occur because of the compressional stress where the rocks are being pushed or squeezed together. Strike slip faults occur because the shear stress where the rocks are sliding past one another. Furthermore, Chapter 19 outlines earthquakes and how they are formed. Earthquakes are caused by the stress of the interior volcanic activity. When a state occurs that the rock cannot hold and it breaks, that's when the actual earthquake happens and the rock breaks, fault ruptures to release energy rapidly. Earthquakes are occurred due to the explosive volcanic eruptions and magma underneath the ground of the chamber. Magnitude. Magnitude is the most common measure of the earthquake's size. It is a measure of the size of the earthquake source, and it is the same number no matter where you are or what the shaking feels like. The Richter scale is an outdated method for measuring magnitude that is no longer used. The Richter scale uses the largest amplitude on the recording, but other magnitude scales measure different parts of the earthquake. Intensity That is a measure of the shaking and the damage caused by the earthquake. This value changes from location to location. The seismic waves are two kinds. The body surface waves. Body surface waves are those which travel through a rock, body, or body of layer of the earth. Surface waves are those which travel between the interface of the two layers of the earth. P and S waves are the types of body waves. They differ from each other and are other in speed. P waves are the fastest waves and travels inside the earth and can travel in all mediums. S waves cannot travel in fluids as they don't have a shear force. In conclusion, I will explain the origins of mountains. Mountains are higher parts of the Earth's crust and rise above the Earth's surface. The origins of a mountain are folding, faulting, and volcanic activity. Folding occurs when rocks are compressed, such as the layers in which they buckle and fold. Faulting occurs when rocks fractures underneath the accumulation of extremes. A fold results in a hill or a mountain alongside a valley. This concludes my outline of chapter 19. Thank you.